This is Marcus Amaker. I'm the artist in residence at the Gilliard Center and the poet laureate of Charleston until June. I'm here to talk with my friend Elana P. I've gotten to know her in the last few months and excited to expose y'all to what she's doing here on the Raising the Volume series. So Alana, I guess give everyone a little bit of your background. Yeah.
Hi, well, first and foremost, I am honored to be on this platform. So thank you, Gilliard. Thank you, Marcus. So yes, my name is Alana Boyd-Pea. I'm a twin. My twin sister is Miranda Grimmage. And we are the babies of a bunch of seven, out of seven. And so just to quickly break it down, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a believer, and I support my family businesses as it relates to my father and my mother, you know, their previous businesses, they're entrepreneurs as well. So it runs deep in the vein. And then my obviously, the nonprofit side is Black Charleston Professionals. I am the proud founder and president of Black Charleston Professionals, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization here in Charleston, and also the owner of Lana's Locks and Lana's Locks Organics, which is a product line. So I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, that's awesome. What I love about you is that it seems like, at least outside looking at it, it seems like you balance a lot of things well, because you are doing a lot. Like your social media is super active. You have your lock business. I'm seeing you at a lot of events as well.
Mhm.
So what is it like? I mean, I know that there are a lot of people, especially younger folks, who really would like to do what they are passionate about, to have a job in what they are passionate about. What is it like for you? Because it seems like you're doing a lot of things that you love.
Right. And that's honestly, that's the truth. I am doing things that I love, and it hadn't been always the case.
Mm.
I have a dual master's in healthcare administration, as well as business management, MBA. And I matriculated up that ladder of corporate America once I reached a level of being an HR director at a long-term care facility here in Charleston. I maintained that role for about 5 years, and I still felt unfulfilled. You know, you at least at the time, you know, you were trained, a lot of us were trained, okay, you're going to go to school. Once you finish high school, you're going to go off to college, get a degree, and then you're going to land that amazing job. And most commonly, it doesn't happen in that sequence. The amazing job doesn't happen right away. And you do have to work hard, and you do feel oftentimes, at least from my experience in talking with other minorities, undervalued in the workforce. And so I kept pushing myself every year. I would literally excel to another role, higher and higher. And ultimately, I still felt unfulfilled.
Mm.
I did have the privilege of styling hair. My father owns a barber styling college, which is actually the first Black-owned barber school in South Carolina. And it's Goose Creek Barber and Styling College. Well, it started out as Goose Creek Barber and Styling College. That was what it was formerly known. Currently Howard's Barber and Styling College. And I realized 5 years ago, you know, I'm putting all of this work and effort into policy, provision, create, you know, just everything HR, you name it, I was doing. Benefit package, you know, just making sure the employee morale was up and everybody was excited for the job and feeling like they were winning every day. And yet I still felt unfulfilled. So I said, all of this energy that I'm doing over here, if I just channel it over here for the business, for the family business, and my own business, and focus in that area, then surely I would feel better and more fulfilled. And that's where I am. And the rest is history. I have not had a setback. It
Awesome.
was extremely nerve-wracking. And for that individual that is trying to figure out whether transitioning to entrepreneurship or how to juggle that, honestly, you have to take every day at a time. And I move with my gut. If my gut says go, then I go. I leap when my gut tells me to leap. Sometimes I don't have all of the answers, and I just do it. Hopefully that answered your question.
No, yeah, yeah, it does. And I think it's a really good lesson, I think, for people to hear, because a lot of times the step is, or the thought is, oh, like, why can't I just do what I'm,
Mhm.
passionate about? But I think that if you still have that as a goal, no
Right.
matter what you are doing in between that time, just realize what your sort of end goal is. And I just picture you at your HR job with like a vision board, with all your stuff. And I think that that was a lot of my journey as well, because I worked for the newspaper for a long time, and they
Mhm.
opened up a lot of things for me, and I was blessed to be there. But I definitely had that gut feeling, like you said,
Mhm.
it's the gut feeling that there's something more that's out there, and I think a lot of people feel that way. So just keep that vision board, even if it's like a real vision board or just an imaginary one. Just I think that that's
Right.
important. So.
And of course, the key is to bow out gracefully if you do decide to do it,
Mhm.
because just in case plan B doesn't work out, you
Yeah,
still have plan A to
yeah,
jump. So, but my goal was to make sure that my plan B worked because it only made sense for me.
yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
So this is a question people that look like us get a
Mhm,
lot whenever we decide to do something that is focused on Black people.
mhm,
Um, so, like, why is it just Black Charleston? That's a
mhm.
question that somebody will ask. So how do you answer that?
Um, I answer that with full confidence,
Hmm.
um, because I understand our name, our organization's name can be heavy for some to process. Um, and that is the intent, honestly. It is, we've been, as a culture, we've felt more empowered within the last couple of years than ever before. And because I was in that space, working that 9 to 5 in corporate America, feeling undervalued, underappreciated, overlooked. Um, every eval, what did the annual evals surpass,
Mm,
if 5 is the mark, and that's the highest you can get. I would always get that 5, right?
hmm.
But never, it was still never enough. And but then when you look around and see your peers that are not of the same ethnicity, but they're soaring, and you feel so much more in position and in place, it does it's a low blow um to honestly to the individual. It's really it's hard to process. It really
Hmm.
is. And so Black Charleston was created as a safe space for Black professionals, for those that has honestly felt undervalued and unappreciative, um, in whether it's in corporate America or as an entrepreneur. So it's just not limited to entrepreneurs, although we do spotlight a lot of entrepreneurs, but it is for those entrepreneurs, for those in leadership leveled positions in their corporate spaces that still feel undervalued. Because believe it or not, some may say, well, once you reach a certain level of success, everything is peachy. And that's not
Hmm.
always the case, because as an African American, sometimes you have the guilt of, once I reach this level of success, I have to bring everybody with me. I got to
Yeah.
make sure I look out for everyone else. And that's
Hmm.
a lot of pressure. It really is. I was there. I felt fulfilled because I was able to open a lot of doors. In that last role, I walked in as HR director and realized a lot of the Black and Browns were not getting equal pay, if not close to equal pay. And I went in and I cleaned house in terms of ensuring that everybody, all of the nursing staff, everybody was where they needed to be in terms of the market, right? Um, so it's a lot of weight, it's a lot of stress. It doesn't get easy. And so therefore, Black Charleston was birthed to provide visibility to Black-owned businesses and Black professionals in the Charleston and Tri-County area through business education, networking, and community engagement, to say, we got you. Stop looking to have or find, stop looking to be invited to the table, right?
Yeah.
Your seat with us is already reserved.
That is perfect. that is great. And I'm really, it's been awesome to watch your growth, because in my mind, like, I saw you all come up, and then, like, all of a sudden you're everywhere, which is great. What has it been like for you once you started this work? Because I know, because in my mind, I think you've met a whole bunch of people, and I think you know about the pulse of the scene. So what has it been like for you?
It's been exciting.
Mhm.
It's some days are overwhelming, but I will say we have a phenomenal executive team, board of directors, and that helps when everybody is driven. And the beauty of our executive team is that everyone has their own businesses. So it's not that we're helping others grow with their businesses, but we don't understand the impact ourselves as entrepreneurs. So everyone has their own businesses that they're running. So we're all juggling, operating. So we're all juggling. So honestly, that really does lighten the load. But it's gratifying in that all of the people, honestly, we have membership tiers, and I'm super excited to say, because we're not a year old yet. We turn a year in June.
Wow.
And we have a plethora of members, paid members to Black Charleston professionals. And this isn't, we've never done a membership drive.
Wow.
And honestly, it's been organic. People have seen how we've moved. They've seen how we've been such a positive effect on in the community of entrepreneurship and Black leadership. And a lot of people they see it and they want to be a part. And we actually feel super empowered to work with those individuals that get it, or it might be the mom and pop business that most people don't know exists. And now we have the opportunity to shed light on that business. And again, I'm the product of entrepreneurs, and they were entrepreneurs back 1980, in the 1980s, right? And there weren't resources, right? There weren't supports. There wasn't a lot of help. And I remember, honestly, and I've told this story once before, I remember my parents literally had to make a decision. Do we let the lights at the house get turned off to keep the business lights on? Or do we keep the lights on at the house, and then the business is now affected? And obviously the business lights had to stay on because you have employees. People don't understand, at least when you're there and you don't have the resources, that it is a struggle. And so we want to make sure that people aren't in that position, because it's too many resources in 2022 for minority-owned, Black-owned businesses to thrive. And all it is for someone to be the plug, as they say, or help, honestly, help that individual to know how to obtain that resource or whatever it is that they're in need of. So the struggle isn't as impactful.
Beautiful. Yeah. And I know a lot of people, I mean, that just shows the impact of what you're doing and the importance of what you're doing, that you already have paid members, and that's awesome. So, and this is your first year, so it's just going to keep on growing.
Keep on.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's all right. I was actually going to ask you what the process is like starting a nonprofit, because I know a lot of people would like to do that, and it always sounds sexy to start a nonprofit. But there's a lot of work involved with board members and all types of stuff. So what has that process been like, starting a 501c3? We can be real,
It's a lot of work. Myself, honestly, I've been up all night, to make sure things, measures, policy is in place. before organizing an official board, at least in terms of our mission, right? So it's honestly, it's a lot of work. Without a team, I don't know how it's possible. I'm going to be transparent. It's, especially when you have team members that are equally motivated, they see the end goal, and they're hungry as you are to making sure there is success with our organization. And so when that happens, it lightens the load a lot. I will say June, we definitely are looking to add to our team, because it's a lot of work. Like you mentioned earlier, you see us everywhere. You see us everywhere. So, and the goal is to not burn anyone out, so if anyone is interested in joining our executive board, definitely reach out to us by way of our email or website, because we're in June 2022, we are looking to add more professionals to our team. But it's a lot of work. The best approach is like one said, once you've created your mission, sticking by that mission and making sure everyone understands the mission.
Yeah,
I think that sometimes that's the toughest approach, because you have everyone's opinions coming, and then you have to honestly just double back to what is the mission? What is our mission? And that keeps everyone in line, in alignment.
Yeah, that's cool. I've worked with a lot of nonprofits in town, and I'm always amazed that some of them have been able to last, because like when there's so many different opinions in the room and so much work involved, and like finances and getting grants. I mean, there's a whole lot of work involved.
It's a lot of work.
So yeah.
It's a lot of work. And I'm such a people pleaser. I rather, excuse me, take on the responsibility of, if somebody can't do it, I'll just take it. And then there was a moment I actually crashed, so to speak, emotionally. And I called up some of the members, and I just ended up bawling like a baby. I've never done that before, but I was feeling the weight of the world, because you want that baby to just flourish and be amazing. And you want everybody to see it and see how, what our mission is about, and that we can help you and help you and help you. But with that, there's connection, there's emails, you have to go to this event, you got to go to that event, or you have to make sure the website is, up to par. And so I've learned to scale back to utilize the strengths of our members, our board members, for sure. So
yeah, and that can actually lead into this question. It was, what do you do for self-care? Because there's a lot to do. We could all be working right now, so thank you for taking this call. But what do you do for self-care?
Marcus, that is a great question. I'm terrible with self-care. I really am. I care for everyone else around me. I'm in the beauty profession myself. And my job is to make others look beautiful by way of their hair. And I barely make time for myself. So I'm going to be honest, I have to do better in that area.
All right.
I have to do better.
Yeah. I will. You know what? I'll send you this video from time to time and be like, remember you said you're going to do better? Just checking in on you.
Thank you. Yes. Accountability.
Yeah. So let's talk about your lock business. Because so we started this conversation offline. I was just thinking about how few choices there are for somebody with locks around here. And I found somebody that I've stuck with, and she's great. I'm just curious, what are your thoughts on that? It doesn't, at least in my mind, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of options for people with locks. So I'm glad that you are doing that work. But yeah, just your opinion on that scene, I guess.
Well, we're growing. The lock industry is growing. I mean, by the months, by the day. There's so many different specialists and locticianists out here now. When I started in 2000, I could count on one hand how many other locticianists that I knew of in the Charleston area. And that is 2000.
Yeah.
Literally on one hand, myself being one.
Wow.
And it honestly, it started by way of attending an HBCU, SCSU,
Yeah.
Bulldogs.
Nice. Yeah.
And my sister and I, we were the only ones, well, the only females on campus that were known as barbers. So my father always told me, once you get a skill or a trade such as barbering, you'll never ever have to worry about standing in line, right? For unemployment, because you always have money in your hands. And so we tested it out once we got accepted to the school, and the word got out that we were barbers on campus. We're on a Black campus, African American campus, so to speak. And so all we needed was one person, and my sister did the first haircut, and the rest was history. And honestly, we worked on campus as barbers and never had to call my parents for anything, no money, nothing.
Wow.
And it sustained us. And from there were so many gentlemen on campus that would approach us. Hi, I know y'all are barbers, but I really want locks. And I said, well, we're barbers. We don't do locks. Our specialty is cutting hair. And so I had been approached so many times until I honestly just, one weekend I scheduled a class in Atlanta, and I went to Atlanta, took a couple of classes, and then I would continue to cultivate the skill. And the rest is history. Once I started doing clients' hair on campus, social media at the time, it's still, just steadily started growing. And there's that. I've always had clients since 2000. Although I was in healthcare, I still maintain clients on the weekend. So to see where the industry of locks is now, which is a multi-million, probably billion-dollar industry now. I know barbering is a multi-billion-dollar industry. So locks is surely close behind, because a lot of people are embracing the hair texture that wasn't embraced before. They're, the natural curl pattern that create locks, that makes locks easy to maintain, that coiled, which most of us for the longest did not like, or we were groomed to believing that straight hair was beautiful and our curly texture wasn't. So I think now just seeing the trend of locks, I think it's beautiful. I myself don't have locks. A lot of people are very surprised at that. My sister does, my brother does. But I'd like to say I'm a lock guru. I don't boast, I don't brag, but if anyone has questions, I'm there to help and support in any way. So.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful. It is so beautiful. I will say, when I started out, women were not coming to me. My clientele was 100% men.
Wow.
And now I have such a diverse clientele. It's beautiful to see how it's evolved.
Yeah. I never realized how much work it was. I mean, it's especially when I started out, because I was bald. Actually, I chose to be bald because in college I didn't have money to go to a barber and all that, and after college. But when I started, I was like, whoa, this is a lot of work. And
a lot of work.
And I'm still learning. I've had locks for 15 years now, and I'm still learning a lot about the best things to use and all that. But anyway, I appreciate the work that you do.
Oh, well, thank you. But anytime, any questions, I'm pretty open for sure.
Yeah. So what is next for you? Particularly with Black Charleston professionals, what's up next?
So as of right now, because we're Black Charleston professionals, we've prided ourselves with making sure that we utilize Black entrepreneurs in the community, at least their businesses, working with them first, because a lot of times our businesses are overlooked. So once we secure a venue, hopefully with a Black-owned venue space owner, we do look to go ahead and start promoting and celebrating our year anniversary. As for that, we continue to do weekly spotlight moments with our members, which has been phenomenal. A lot of members have received a lot of positive feedback, a lot of follows, a lot of likes, and people inquiring about their individual businesses. And that's honestly the goal, to show and spotlight them so they can now receive traction. We work close to Black Charleston, which is the for-profit. Black Charleston is the Instagram page. It's ran by Black Charleston and not Black Charleston Professionals. A lot of people get it confused,
Okay.
and I can see why, but Black Charleston Professionals is the nonprofit, Black Charleston is the for-profit, and we utilize the space of Black Charleston to do a lot of our promotion. So for any and all upcoming events, it's just best to go online. It's posted there. I will say within the last 2-3 weeks strong, we've had the website upgraded. So some things are not there, but before the week is out, everything should be posted. But yeah, just continuing to share the good news of Black-owned businesses and leaders in the community. That's our ultimate goal, our daily goal, and just to continue to thrive with that.
And then we will have a link to the website and stuff in the video. But what is the website and Instagram and all that? Yeah.
So our website is www.blackcharlestonpros, and that's pros with an S.org, www.blackcharlestonpros.org. And then that's our website. And our email is blackcharlestonpros@gmail.com. blackcharlestonpros@gmail.com.
Yeah, that is great. And your Instagram is?
Oh, Instagram. So Black Charleston Pros, the nonprofit, their Instagram space is just for members only. So once you become a member, if you feel like it's a great fit for your business or yourself, then you'll have access to the Black Charleston Pros Instagram page. But Black Charleston, by all means, any and everybody can follow that page. That's BLK_Charleston, BLK_Charleston, and you're going to see the Black space. I like to call it the Black space. We also have a directory, but you're able to see so many different amazing African Americans doing it in Charleston that you probably not have come across before. So Black Charleston Instagram is the Instagram for that. And then of course my personal Instagram, Lana's Locks.
Yeah.
And that's LANASLOCS. Lana's Locks at Lana's Locks. And then our product page is at Lana's Locks Organics. So
yeah, I need to order some oils. I might be getting on there right after this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes,
and I definitely. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine. The product, just the process of, product development is that's a whole nother ball game. So yeah, 2021, 2022 has been an interesting year. We've done a lot of work. So, but yeah, definitely check out our product line. It's all organic products, some standalone products. And then we have our Liquid Gold, which is our oil blends, our 10 oil blend. And then of course those rose waters and cucumber waters. So for those locks to keep them hydrated. So yes, we are super, the product line is everything, because I would not recommend something that I wouldn't use myself, obviously, or on my clients. So yeah, check it out for sure.
Yeah, and I'm always encouraging people, like, don't go to Amazon, don't go to Scamazon. Scamazon, there's a lot of stuff on there, but it's really wonderful to support local people. So definitely do that. So yeah, anything that you would like to say that we didn't cover here?
I actually have covered everything. I know I mentioned the Black space. That is actually what our directory is called on the website. If for some reason you're in need of, we have a basket weaver. She's been on NBC. We have two members that are, we call them, oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank. Oh goodness. So we have two members, that Tiny Tassel and Motherland Essentials. Those are corporate members. And specifically with corporate membership, that allows us to come to your venue, your space, your salon, your shop, your brick and mortar, and draw a business. One testimonial in that is November, Tidy Tassel partnered with Black Charleston Professionals. It was her first time knowing about us, and she decided to partner with us. And in a less than 2 hour time frame, just from the support of Black Charleston, she was able to generate over $5,000 in less than 2 hours.
Wow.
And she said that had never happened
Wow.
before on a Monday, a rainy Monday at that. Meaning it's, you know, a common day that business is typically slow. And we came in and we spotlighted her business, and she quadrupled sales that night, and she was blown away. So there's power in numbers, there's power in connections and working together. And so we hope to do the same with Motherland Essentials. That's exciting. That's coming up. So when you all see these blasts to come and support our corporate members as well as our members, please definitely come and support for sure.
That is awesome. It's awesome. Thank you for all the work that you do. I think it's super cool. So it's very needed. It's needed.
It's a privilege and an honor for sure.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching this latest episode of Raising the Volume. We will be back for more. We'll have links to all of Alana's things in the video here. So thank you all again.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Marcus.
All right. Word.
Okay.
Okay.